Hello and welcome everybody back to Felix of Ungentlemanly Warfare. Kebablord here, and we are continuing with our big let's play. As you might have noticed, I had to reload the save game because apparently we managed to get into a dead end last time. And even the forum moderators were saying, yeah, just reload the game, because they don't know how to fix it yet, or when it will be fixed. So that is what we are currently doing. That is why we have now again a frigate with a bomb. We have here our cruisers, and the first target will be the harbor building then. Will be the harbor building. So smuggle the bomb to Angereb trading post before the princess discover your treachery. Yeah.
It is our foundation.
Okay, and then we will focus a bit more on the story here of Kidusi. And see what will be unearthed here. Okay, so let's see. You have now 3 minutes to reach the harbor.
Stations. Fleet en route.
So, it's time for war with Angereb again.
You are long in returning. I hope it is for good reason.
Aye.
The dog reveals its true colors. You will deny us kingship, then it is why you will have relentless to the end.
Or they say, dealing with traitors it is justice. You will rain the fire of my wrath down on their ashes.
Ship under attack. People celebrate your leadership.
You may break our walls, but our hearts and our faith in the line of Selamawi, his true line, will never yield.
I would rather it had not come to this. However treacherous, we are still kin. But Mbesa cannot be divided.
Attention for the Admiral.
You have done well to suppress Angereb. Peace is bought with might. So has it ever been. The new defenses of Tabarim will ensure all know that Ketema the Builder shall be the bane of any who oppose him. Let these be the last of my enemies to die before me. I weary of blood. You shall be recompensed for helping restore Mbesan unity.
Light path plotted.
The Spear of Unity. The spear, the age of the Elamais ends. And with it go the remnants of that time. Take the spear and teach others of the tribulations of the land of lions.
Well, I didn't want to press that button. That was... Okay. So, now the story of Angereb has ended.
Resume the attack, or your siege will end.
Oh, I do not intend to continue the siege.
Workforce shortage.
Dear Fasika.
Experience can teach a person a lot. How could I possibly refuse? A good sport.
Fine. We'll top up. Because everyone knows. Rah, 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 you big toff.
Okay, and 1 minute 20, the excavation shall reach its next step.
The people celebrate your leadership. A competitor's island withstood an attack.
Yeah, competitor, like if there are any alive. I wouldn't really call Angereb a competitor.
The laborers strike a hard surface. Fragments of lost history at last. Quite a store of history hidden here. More than anticipated. It shall remain exposed while the search continues.
Select the headstone to analyze it. An ancient registry of ships and their inventory from the harbor in Kidusi. Arrival and departure of ships and goods. One fragment at the very bottom of the headstone seems comparatively in a much better state of conservation, as though it is far younger than the rest is. Kidusi and Itoni does not produce goods according to ancient precepts. Proof of the historicity of Kidusi's creeds and practice, much to the High Priest's delight.
Our predecessors in the Golden Age saw that Kidusi and Itoni's purpose was not to produce goods, but wisdom. The excavation can resume, but do inspect the statue. It may inspire you to write your chronicles.
Well then, what do we have here? Engraving the Epic of Ambessa. One of the walls of the old library's roof long destroyed. Extensive carvings portray the early history of Ambessa, Queen Shaba's dominion of Ambessa. The peaceful meeting of Kashtan and
underhanded ambitions to support their independence.
Yeah, and I could not read that one. Yay. An ancient pillar seemingly holding the library before Surya burned it down. The vase is adorned with the image of a solar king, radiating flames over the rest of the vessel. Perhaps the reason for its destruction? Yeah, optional. Investigate the headstone before they reach the bottom. Yeah, but I did that. That is the headstone. Where's there? Ah, bag of carving tools. I'm also pretty sure they faked the headstone. So is there now anything else I can take a look at? Hello, I want to investigate the headstone. This does not seem really polished to me if there's... Oh well. Yeah, bag of carving stones, because they carved the new information in there. I guess in the meantime, we can also continue here. There was a thriving marketplace here once, where Ieyasu watched over countless herds, but now all that is left is the din of idle sailors and dockhands slumming through the exhaust lower levels. Ah, now here, proof of findings are fraudulent. Someone may help you in Kidusi. Yeah, and who? Yeah, those are workers. So, and who is now that someone who can help me? Any hints on that would be great. There's so much I can interact with here. So, workers at the excavation site have at least uncovered the upper levels of the old library, to much excitement among the priests of Kidusi and Itoni. It seems that among the artifacts found there were some that contained evidence of their claims of being wardens of Embass's origin, ancestral faith Emperor Tema is, however, extremely suspicious of such a serendipitously beneficial find. Now that you investigate the event. And sorry for the background noise if you hear something hammering, that is again my neighbors. Yeah, find someone. Who's that someone? Someone who might have witnessed someone. Okay, one among the workers. No? I mean, you guys are just standing here the entire time, yeah? And you're not taking a look? Not even those two up here?
I wasn't there when they pulled it out. I was staring longingly at the picture you gave me. I wanted a look, but they told me a priestess was examining it. When I returned from my break, the stone was back in the earth.
Okay, well, there must be some clues at the site near the headstone. Yeah, that is now here the back of carving tools. So now we have Priestess Layla, the skillful one.
Where ghosts tread, the ageless stone shallow, and learned souls enter, and wisdom sleeps below.
Layla, lies and truth are not absolute. They are defined by the context within which they are uttered. Only the gods can utter truth. We are bound to imperfect assessments, individual at best. Altering the stone is one such assessment. Some would call it fabrication, but it is not our duty to ensure that the will of the gods is on earth as it is above. This provides a greater narrative, a truth in keeping with what we have defended and upheld for millennia. We will gain much, and so uphold the greater truth of the gods by transforming the lesser imperfect truth of mundane man. Copy the original text and throw it in the well. Perhaps one day that truth will be every bit as needed as its destruction is today, when we have all been long returned to dust. But that time is not now. Be discreet, be skillful. There are fragments of ceramic and were ancient and worn. One of them is inscribed. A manifesto ships and cargo similar to we had some found in the excavation, but strikingly lacking the last freshly carved sentence.
Must have thought poor Wahadesha folk would not notice. But we are wise in the old law. You have to confront them.
A leader's burden. So, you found my note to Layla. I did not expect you to be so astute, but I cannot deny there is some relief in not having to hide it anymore. I suppose you want to know why I did such a thing? I believe you wish to protect your faith, whatever it costs. Our faith and our duty are intertwined, to document history beyond the reach of mortal man, whether kings, tyrants, or passing ephemerals. Ketema's dream of an empire does not accommodate this truth. So if deceit is the only way to remain beyond his grasp, to remain true to our divine mission, then there are no illegitimate ways to preserve this island and its soul. However noble your intent, what you did is a fabrication. It is a lie. A lie? Though we may have no proof of the veracity of our creed's tenets, you have no better evidence of them being untrue. I may have falsified evidence, but that in no way invalidates our fundamental truth. But perhaps such understanding is beyond one of such foreign ideas. Let us not either further. Condemn or condone us, I have no power over you. I can only trust you will do what is right. My Lord Ketema must hear of this.
I expected nothing more from one of Ketema's hounds. This affair is no longer yours to command.
Well, you tried to lie. So, fascinating North. Chris, no empire is built upon a single thing, but what would you say is the old world's greatest legacy? Our industrial prowess and economic growth. Tall citizen, vast, prosperous and beautiful. Wow, if I had 1 million people, then I could go for that answer. Becoming a master builder.
The non-aggression pact has ended.
I confess, I had expected greater eccentricity. Perhaps we are not so different after all.
Altitude
Now for the
stable.
final note. Now for the final note.
Light path plotted.
The subscription for the new monastery was successful.
Drops are spinning.
I take it things did not. I had expected better than common forgery from priests. Evidently, it is time they were brought back into the fold and learned humility. A token of appreciation.
Dirigibbling.
I have need of your advice to select an architect for a project I have been mulling over.
Yeah, we can do that later. Shop around for Research Institute proposals. Interesting. But first here, so speak with Scales of Michaeli. I confess I had not expected the High Priestess to stoop so low. However much we may disagree, she has always had my begrudging respect. But such deceit is intolerable. What did she say in her defense? She would rather commit perjury than see Kidusi's library destroyed. Their library? What is it but walls hollowed by time and the dust of desiccated spirits and bodies? Why would they cling to such an extent to the piles of a past glory? A deep-rooted love and belief in their traditions and history. Kidusi is a place of wonders and enchantment, however dust-wept. There are secrets hidden in its spiral stairs that are worth 1,000 angels' words, but even so, is this legacy cause enough to let such deceit go unpunished? Is this what they will teach to those who come to them for advice? Tell me, trusted advisor, what would you have me do? Unity comes with tolerance and acceptance of others' failures and mistakes, yeah. So they have moved even you to mercy. I see wisdom in your words. It takes greater courage to forgive someone's mistakes and to punish them for them. If this is what the priest taught you, then there may yet be wisdom to be found there. Let this mercy be the start of a new Embesa I wish to build. I will not cast them out, nor break off trade, if they make penance and join with Embesa.
I would punish the priests for their lies, but people look to them for guidance.
Heading set.
Very well. Let them be united with the Empire. I pray for their sake, this misguidedness does not renew itself. Deliver this decree.
Dirigibbling. Hovering.
An imperial decree. I had expected the Emperor... Kidusi cannot survive without trade. It would be a death sentence. We have no choice. We must bow to the Emperor in submission.
I wonder if they had been right, whether it would have changed anything. It matters not. Our unity, our future, is now close at hand. You have done well, brushing away the cobwebs on Kidusi. I have made arrangements, even a new monastery, so that the priests of Kidusi can join the rest of us under one faith.
At last, our magnum opus is complete. I have had several copies made, masterful craftsmanship if I do say so myself. There it is, a final These chronicles herald a new golden age, the age of lions, the triumph of Embesa, and we, the architects of its splendor.
Your own poets may soon sing the splendors of Embesa.
Well, seems like we have made good progress, and we have now... here the library. Which is not fully excavated anymore. A bit sad, now I wish to see the rest, but I can't. What can I say? They tried to uphold their faith via forgery, and that is something that I cannot forgive. So, well, something that I cannot accept. They had their warning. So in the next episode we are going here for Vaha de Sheh. And after that, we will go for the Research Institute. And then we should have all the major stuff. That is going to be interesting. And yeah, really looking forward to the Research Institute stuff. I mean, so far there's not much more we can do here. Which honestly makes me a bit sad. If there would be a third population class, that would have been awesome. I always felt like 3 population classes is better than 2. For example, the Deep Ocean DLC for Anno 2070, which totally proved that point. But hey, we will see how much of the goods we will have to produce later. Some of them may even be exported to the old world. Palace Research Institute, Imperial Military Academy. Walls of a Palace Court. A Monastery of Taburim. Kidusi and Eternal joined Kitima's empire. The Emperor has decided to enforce his religion on Taburim. Brand new monastery has replaced La Corona's church, forever suppressing the last remnants of colonization in Embesa. Well, this sounds good. Okay, then it's time to make now a proper thumbnail.
These walls were ancient before his ancestors even came to power.
Yeah, this is now looking good. So, I hope you enjoyed this bit shorter episode. Last episode was just very long. And yeah, we now solved the second side quest line. Let's hope the third one is also going to be good. I actually like the both so far. And yeah. If you like this episode, then please consider giving this video a thumbs up. Always a great feedback for me, making me happy, you know, stuff like that. And if you have any direct feedback, then just type it down in the comments. I will make sure to read it all. And yeah, if you want to get in touch with me or the community directly, then feel free to join our community Discord, for which you'll find an invitation in the video description down below. And if you want to get notified whenever I upload the new episode, then make sure you're subscribed to the channel and that notifications are activated. And with that, I say goodbye and see you next time in Anno 1800. Bye bye.